The density of gas is substantially lower than that of solid or liquid. In general, the density of solid is greater than the density of liquid. However, water is an exception. The density of solid water, or the density of ice, is less than the density of liquid water. This is due to the strong hydrogen bonding force that is present among the water molecules. I am going to talk more about it later. The shape of solid is definite, while the shapes of liquid and gas are indefinite, as you may know from day-to-day experience. Crystalline solids are formed by highly ordered arrangements of atoms or molecules, while amorphous solids are formed by disorderly arrangements of atoms and molecules. The volume of gas is indefinite, while the volume of solid and liquid is definite. In general, the intermolecular forces of gas are weak, those of liquid are moderate, and those of solid are strong. Due to the weak intermolecular forces, gas is highly compressible, while liquid and solid are not compressible. Gas is condensed to liquid either by being cooled or compressed, and liquid is frozen to solid by being cooled. These physical processes can be reversed by adding heat or reducing pressure. Let me clarify several terms that you will encounter frequently in the topic of phase transition. Phase is defined as a chemically and physically uniform quantity of matter that can be separated mechanically. Examples are solid, liquid, and gas. Phase change is the transformation of a thermodynamic system from one phase to another, like melting, which is the phase change from solid to liquid, vaporization, which is the phase change from liquid to gas, and sublimation, which is the phase change from solid to gas. Gas to liquid phase change is called condensation. Liquid to solid phase change is called freezing. And gas to solid phase change is called deposition. Heat of fusion or enthalpy of fusion is the thermal energy that is required to change a solid at its melting point to a liquid. Heat of vaporization or enthalpy of vaporization is the thermal energy that is required to change a liquid at its boiling point to a gas. Heat of sublimation or enthalpy of sublimation is the thermal energy that is required to change a solid to a gas. For the phase transition of water, the fusion enthalpy and vaporization enthalpy are 6 kilojoules per mole and 41 kilojoules per mole respectively. The sublimation enthalpy is simply the sum of the fusion enthalpy and vaporization enthalpy, which is 47 kilojoules per mole. This plot exhibits the fusion enthalpies and vaporization enthalpies of four substances: butane, dimethyl ether, water, and mercury. In general, the heat of vaporization is substantially greater than the heat of fusion. It is because vaporization requires greater energy due to the complete separation of molecules from one another, so the intermolecular forces must be completely overcome.